Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about the sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Before entering the topic, let us will first of all recapitulate the various parts of a flower. We all of us know that flower is the reproductive part of the plant in the case of angiospermic plants. We know flower has four whorls. So these four whorls are sepals, petals, stamen, and carpels and pistils. Out of these, sepals, which is the green in color, the outermost part of the flower, which protects the flower in bud stage. The petals, in most of the flowers, it is brightly colored and it helps to attract the insects for the purpose of pollination. Whereas the stamen, they are the male part of the flowers which are having the structures, long filamentous structure which is called filament, and a bilobed structure which is called anther, within which the male gamete is produced, which are pollen. Whereas the carpel and pistil, which is the female part of the flower, it has three parts: the flat receptive surface area for the getting the pollen, receiving the pollen, which is called the stigma, a long tube-like structure which is called the style, and a swollen base which is called the ovary. So we know the transfer of the pollen grains from the anther to the stigma is known as pollination, and the pollination may takes place through different agents. It may take place through the help of wind, with the help of insects, or through with the help of birds or insects. So many agents may be there in the nature which may help to transfer the male gamete to the female gamete. There are certain flowers which bears both the sexual organs, means male organs also and female organs also. So they are called as bisexual flowers. For example, China rose, mustard, and when it bears either male or only female part within it, it is called as unisexual flower. For example, in the case of papaya, watermelon, they do bear unisexual flowers. Now, we'll try to understand what is double fertilization. So, we have discussed the male gamete, which is the pollen produced within the anther. It is having a filamentous structure called filament, through which it is attached to the base of the flower, and due to the meiotic division, the pollen which is produced is haploid in nature. Whereas the carpel or pistil, it consists of the receptive surface area, which is the stigma, a tube-like structure connecting the swollen base, which is called the style, and a swollen base, which is called the ovary. Within the ovary, ovules are present. So, within the ovary, ovules are present, and within the ovule, embryo sac is present, which is a female reduced gametophyte. Means here also the cells which have been produced, they are haploid in nature. So As we know, in the sexual reproduction, there should be the fusion of the male gamete with the female gamete. So, the pollen, which is a male gamete, it has to be fused with the female gamete, which is present within the ovule, and then afterwards, the fertilization part gets completed and do the embryo develops. So, we will understand that what are the different cell components within the embryo sac. So, within each, within the ovule, the embryo sac present, it consists of egg apparatus, antipodal cells, and polar nuclei. So, within the embryo sac, the structures which are present, which is the egg apparatus, it consists of one egg cell along with two synergids. So, we may observe that within the egg apparatus, one egg cell is present along with the two synergids, whereas antipodal cells, that do we have drawn here, three antipodal cells are present and polar nuclei. So these two polar nuclei are present. So if you may count the number, total number, it would be 8-celled structure. That is 3 antipodal cells, 2 polar nuclei, 3 plus 2 5, 1 egg cell, 6 and 2 synergids. Means 8-celled structure is present within the embryo sac, and all the cells, they are haploid in nature as they have been formed by the reductional division or meiotic division. Meanwhile, the two polar nuclei, they fuse together as both are haploid in nature, and they fuse together to form secondary nuclei. So, by the fusion of the haploid two polar nuclei, secondary nuclei is formed, which is diploid in nature. Now, when the pollen, they gets dusted upon the stigma of the carpel, maybe due to the different agents that do may help to complete the process. So as the pollens, they are dusted upon the stigma, one of the pollen grain, it germinates and it forms a tube-like structure passing through the style and entering the ovule or the embryo sac through the opening which is called as micropyle. So, do we may observe the pollen tube which has been formed by the germinating pollen grain, and as the pollen grain, it passes through the pollen tube, and when it enters the ovule, it releases two male gamete. So the one male gamete, it fuses with the egg cell and it forms the zygote. The process is also called as fertilization, and it is also known as syngamy. And after the zygote formation, it transforms into an embryo. Whereas the another one more male gamete, it fuses with the secondary nuclei. So as do we have discussed, the two polar nuclei which they have fused with each other to form the secondary nuclei, it fuses with the another male gamete, and as do we have discussed, the secondary nuclei was diploid in nature. So, and gamete, male gamete is also haploid in nature. It forms a triploid structure which is called as PEN. which is primary endosperm nucleus, as it has been formed by the fusion of the one male gamete with the secondary nuclei. So a triploid structure is formed, which is called as primary endosperm nucleus or PEN, and as it forms later on the endosperm, and it forms as a source of food for the developing embryo. So what do we may observe? That two times fertilization has occurred, as the one male gamete has fused with the egg cell to form the zygote through the process of syngamy, and the embryo was formed, and the another fertilization that do had take place in between the another male gamete and the secondary nuclei. So the fertilization, it takes place two times, so it is called as double fertilization. And as the process completes, the antipodal cells and the synergids, they degenerate, and that do we call as the process named double fertilization. So let us recapitulate once more in brief. Do we have discussed that the carpel or pistil, it is having the stigma, style, and the ovary. Within the ovary, ovule is present. Within the ovule, embryo sac is present, in which the reduced female gametophyte has been formed by the reductional division. There do we have discussed within the embryo sac, the structures that would be present are egg apparatus, antipodal cells, and polar nuclei. The egg apparatus, it would be having one egg cell and two synergids. Antipodal cells are concerned, they would be three in number, three antipodal cells, and polar nuclei, they would be two polar nuclei. So overall, 8 cell structure is present. Within the egg apparatus, one egg cell plus two synergids, 3, two polar nuclei, 5, and 3 antipodal cells, 8. And later on, the two polar nuclei, they fuses with each other and to form the secondary nuclei, as all the structures, they are haploid in nature. By the fusion of the two haploid structures, a diploid structure is formed. When the pollination takes place, as the germination of the pollen takes place, a pollen tube is formed which enters the embryo sac through the micropylar end, and it releases two male gametes. The one male gamete, it fuses with the egg cell to form the zygote, and the process is called as fertilization or syngamy, and it transforms to embryo. Whereas the another male gamete, it fuses with the secondary nuclei to form a triploid structure, which is called as PEN or primary endosperm nucleus, which is 3N or triploid in nature, which later on transforms into endosperm, which serves as a reserve food material. So the fertilization do we have observed that two times it is taking place. So we can say that double fertilization that takes place within the angiospermic plants during the process of reproduction. So till so far here, thank you, have a nice day.